Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unpopular Review.
Thank you all for clicking on our faces.
New flag with all that.
Okay, so I wrote down some notes.
Let's do that. I don't want to sit too hard.
That's twice. That'll probably go over about as well as Colonel Bobby.
Because there was no Jay White sighting.
Just straight up gangbanging. This story has been fit. You gotta pay attention.
So Unpopular Review does not. What is she the CEO of, Chris? Jesus, golly.
Let's start the show.
Hey, it's Mariah May. You may know me as The Glamour, and you're watching Unpopular Review.
What is... Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
My mic. What is up, guys? It's another Wednesday night, and it's Dynamite night. Welcome, everybody, to the Dynamite Review Show. I am one of your hosts, Venemous Vince, alongside to my right, Cactus Caitie. What's going on?
Hi, good evening, everybody. It is an exciting night on AEW.
It was I feel like it was a packed card. There were some good matches, some bad matches. Let's start off with the opening promo with the terror of Jon Moxley and the Black Bull Combat Club. These guys for the last couple of weeks have been reigning terror on AEW, and they becoming a nuisance to the whole locker room. What is your take on Jon Moxley and his new run as the AEW World Heavyweight Championship?
Well, you know I'm a huge Jon Moxley fan. I'm a fan of the whole. I know. What can I say? I gotta type. But he just is on a power strike. You know, they've given the I don't want to say dragon because of Danielson, but they've given the devil some power, and he's running with it right now, and he's got his backup.
I'm not gonna lie and tell you that I really care about watching him anymore. I do feel like his reign in AEW has come and gone, so I really don't understand why they gave him the title.
I mean, people think the same opinion about you, sir.
I'm not in AEW, so how are they going to say the same about me?
Okay.
Anyways, I really wish they would just go with new people that actually deserve it, people that actually work their ass off every week, that prove that they're a top tier contender for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. But, Tony Khan and the people above do not look at it that way. They put the same people every single time into that position. So we will never see anybody new. But let's go into the opening segment. Tony Schiavone brings out Hangman Adam Page. And this is another man that's been on a tear lately with AEW, mainly with Juice Robinson and Jay White. Last week, Jay White took the L from Christian Cage after Hangman comes in and clotheslines him, and that's what they were showing on the screen. I think Hangman Adam Page got in maybe about 2 minutes of talk, and then he talks about the Bang Bang Gang Club with Colton and Austin Gunn, and I think it was Colton that attacked Hangman Adam Page.
Hangman. Yeah.
I wonder. Here's what I'm wondering. I wonder if he really did get hurt tonight because I don't remember. I don't know.
Hurt.
Yeah, I don't know exactly when it happened, but right after they got clotheslined out of the ring, you saw Hangman grab one of his quads or his back.
I think it's when he fell onto a ladder.
He fell onto a ladder?
I think so.
Where was the ladder at?
Well, he fell on something. Maybe I'm thinking Jericho.
Anyways.
Jericho has a ladder match.
So we hopefully Hangman's not going to be out for a little bit, knowing we don't know the sincerity of this actual injury, but I guess we'll keep updated. Mad Dog, if you I don't even know if Mad Dog's there. Well, Chris, anybody behind the scenes, if they can actually look that up for us and see if there's any update.
What do you want me to check?
If there's any update on Hangman Page, if he really did get hurt in that segment.
No, from my understanding, that Hangman Adam Page did not get hurt in that segment, but I understand that he hurt a lot of people in the segment by him talking at the beginning of it. It was very, very bad. Brutal injuries to everybody who was watching. The fans there, all 12 of them, were very upset about it. So.
Now, and how do we know that he's not hurt? They already said something?
No, he's not hurt. He was selling. Right? Because he was out there and he punked Tony Schiavone, and then one of the young guns, I forgot which one it was, came out there.
Colton. It was Colton.
Was it Colt? Whatever. They're the same person. Came out there and got thrown around like a little rag dog. And then the other guy that came out there, the one with the mop on his head, Mariah May's husband, he got his ass whooped too. The skinniest one, right? Can you believe that, Cactus Caitie? The skinniest one decided
Colton Gunn?
Switchblade. Okay?
Oh.
Gunn has more muscle than Switchblade.
Yeah.
Right? But the
I don't think it was juice.
Had time for Adam Page. So that's what Adam Page had to fake the injury, Venomous. Adam Page had to fake the injury in order to make himself seem like, oh, okay, that's why I'm running back and I let some toothpick beat me because, and hey, I'm a Jay White fan, right? I am. But he whooped Adam Page after Adam Page whooped these two boys. And then he's like, oh, I'm hurt. Oh, that's why he beat me. And did you hear? I know Cactus Caitie's watching like 3 shows. She's so talented. But did you hear Jay White try to whoop Adam Page? He was like, "Cowboy, this." I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Guns up. Wait, he said guns up.
Guns up.
Yeah.
Guns up.
2 words for you. Guns up.
Just announced.
Yeah, I got some stuff.
Definitely tell the Republicans.
They just announced this. I saw it in the group chat, which I think is going to be a major player for World's End. They just announced John Cena for the Orlando house show the same day that they're doing World's End.
Oh, just a second. You're joking, right?
What do you mean?
John Cena is going to be at Orlando on December 28th while everybody else is at Company's End. You're joking?
No, I just saw it.
Mad Dog Kelly, can you verify that for me, please? Once you verify, give me the thumbs up and I'll bring you in. This is funny because let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take the curtains off. Boom, glasses off. These mofos, not going to name any names. These mofos were in the chat earlier and they were talking all this mess. I had 2 different chats. People were talking all this. Oh, I'm going to Company's End. And Chris, the lonely individual that he is, said, "You know what? I'm going to go to the WWE house show because my card does not swipe for the wackies." And now you're telling me that John Cena is going to be there? I bet all y'all change y'all tunes now. Y'all going to want to go see the GOAT.
I've already seen the GOAT. I've seen the GOAT versus the other GOAT. You haven't
seen the whackness? You want to see more Jay White and Adam Page? Is that what you're telling me? Huh?
I do. I mentioned it tonight. I hope Adam Page is there.
He's going to be there. He ain't going to wrestle. He ain't going to wrestle. He'll be there.
Oh, my God.
I like his promo.
Got the info for me yet? I don't trust Venomous Vinnie's. Somebody walked into a sub shop and told him that, and all they were trying to do was get a free sub, Vinnie.
Actually, it was your guys that actually said it on the chat.
Hi,
Charmaine.
They just it's one of your guys that said that they just announced that they're
one of his guys.
Yeah, one of your guys.
Oh, JPL. Well, he's at a bar right now. He's drunk. We can't count him. I believe it when Matt Dog. This man.
Matt Dog's in the background, just losing his mind. Oh my gosh.
I believe. I believe it. I believe John Cena.
I'm over here thinking we got a credible source. The man got the biggest drunk in our personal group, right? Who literally 5 messages.
Oh, is this
a picture at
is
a bar.
This the private message that I'm not part of?
Yeah, no. This is a message with the boys. This is a message with the boys. There's like 13 of us. No, you are not part of this Cactus Caitie. But the man literally 5 messages before. Check your sources, Venomous Vincent, in the group chat. Send a picture of him at a bar.
You let him?
Stay here and
You
tell
let him? You let him in the message?
I let him in the group. He was almost fired the other day out of the chat. I talked to him.
What are we talking about?
No, let me tell you. No, he's talking about the group chat. When I called you yesterday because I was about to let you go out of the chat because these two were in one of the chats going blow for blow with random numbers in the room, right? I met a person named Bob. Didn't know who the hell that person was. It was crazy. It was terrible. Hey, take control. Mad Dog Kelly, do you have that info for me? I'm bringing you on. Do you have that info?
Yeah, I can't find anything about John Cena being there, but we do know about the ticket sales for World's End have nearly sold out.
Just a second. Let's talk about important news. Just a second.
Oh.
Do you mean to tell me I need that you are completely sober?
Yeah.
You've had no alcoholic drinks, no alcoholic beverages.
I don't drink alcohol.
Thank God for all of us. Okay, so I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say your source is credible. As far as AEW Collision or AEW companies in selling out, you'll talk about that during the news. Nobody gives a crap about that right now. Thank you very much for your time, Mad Dog Kelly. We'll see you a bit later. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching a popular review, Dynamite Edition. Yeah, I'm taking over. Dynamite Edition, Venomous Vincent, Cactus Caitie, the executive consultant, talk about this fantastic episode of Dynamite. We just talked about Skinny Switchblade chasing off cowboy shit.
Cowboy shit. Oh my God.
Just a second. Does he not go around saying cowboy shit? Or does he not do that anymore?
Not anymore.
Guns up.
Guns up.
No,
Guns
that's
up.
that's
Guns up.
Thanos said it best. Let's knock out some of the world's population. And that's
Oh my God.
Let's go into the show now. We get
all right. So next,
Sami Guevara with the original promo telling him that he is an AEW original and that he has to fight for the best in Sami Guevara, and he is taking on Shelton Benjamin tonight. Right off the bat, Shelton Benjamin just throwing Sami Guevara around like a rag doll. I mean, can you tell me how old is this guy? Like he has to be in his late 40s. I mean, he's been wrestling.
50 years old, right? He's 50 years old. Fantastic shape. That's where it ends. The man does not belong in the ring, okay? Yes, he's a power wrestler, but if you saw Venomous Vincent and I had lunch earlier. You know what this man told me? He said, hey, you know what's good? WWE Vault Channel. That's when you'll see Shelton Benjamin having good matches, right? That man used to fly around.
No. I did not say that.
Bryan?
I did not say that. I said that WWE Vault Channel has great matches on right now. No, you said.
Just a second. That's what I said.
You said.
Just a second. Cactus Caitie. Did I not say that he said that WWE Vault had great matches on it?
No, you said it had great Shelton Benjamin.
No, I'm adding on to that and saying that's where you'll see.
No, he said that's where you'll find good matches for him.
Benjamin matches. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you said because Shelton Benjamin, y'all were trying to tell about, he had a great match with Leo Rush. He had a good match with Sami Guevara. Hey, shout out to Sami Guevara for taking his doghouse like a man, because that man's in the fucking doghouse. But
why is it in the doghouse?
Take note, Venomous Vincent. What do you mean how's he in the doghouse? What do you mean how's he in the doghouse? Just a second. That man was like borderline main event for almost like a whole 3-4 years of the company. Now all of a sudden he comes out. Nothing. They barely mention him. Why? Because he's in the doghouse. Because he's done so much shit, and they needed him to shut the fuck up and take his L like a man, and he's doing it. Shelton Benjamin is 50 years old, looks like a powerhouse because he is a powerhouse. Very good. Brock Lesnar's beginning that man's ear. I'm not taking anything away from him, but if you look at Shelton Benjamin of old, when he was going around there like he was freaking Carmelo Hayes. And now he has to focus completely on his power game. And honestly speaking, he slowed it down. And I appreciate a slow match, but he slowed it down because if you really pay attention, they try to talk about his cardio. His cardio is better than mine. I ain't gonna lie. Right? That's Venomous Vincent's phrase. His cardio is great, better than mine. But I can still tell
he can go a few rounds. You're saying, right?
Shelton, hey, let me tell you something, Cactus Caitie. I think in the intro, you sit here and talk about the gangbang. Let me tell you something. If we're doing a gangbang, I will have to go first, right? Because you know what? Let me tell you something. I can't remember. Jeffrey remind me of the comedian who said this. Like 3 minutes. That's a main event bout. All right. If you don't get yours in 3 minutes, Anyway, that's what I say with me. But Shelton Benjamin looks like he can go 5, right? But he takes a lot of breaks after he does a big power move, if you notice, because he's sucking in that air, because he is feeling it. Watch a match of his. He does a great job throwing them, and they do a great job selling it, but he takes his breath because he doesn't have it anymore. He's 50 years old. Let's not make it look like he's the new kid on the block. That's all I'm saying. And the way they're talking about him, like, oh, this is a great I don't know if he's going to. Yeah, because he's out there. He's looking menacing, right? He looks better than that boy Javon Evans. Let me tell you that off of NXT. If you watch NXT, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Venomous Vincent, take control of your show.
Okay, so we do get the pinfall, and Shelton Benjamin does take the W. Great match. I do understand after you saying that, and I totally forgot how many times he has kind of messed up in the past. They did kind of put him in another percentage of the company as Ring of Honor. So they kind of taken him off the main roster and putting him on. I don't even know when Ring of Honor is on. Is that still Tuesday nights on their app?
No. Ring of Honor comes on when you turn it on, right? Which is never. So, you know what's so funny? Bear with me, Cactus K. You know what's so funny? We've been talking about it in the chat sometimes, and people were like, oh, you know who's good? That girl Athena. I'm like, who? You're like, Chris, come on. You don't know who Athena is? Who? No one knows Athena. She's having the best title defense of her career. Because no one knows it. No one watches it, so they don't feel the need to take the title off her. It's so bad. They don't even feature her on Dynamite. The Ring of Honor World title is never on Ring of Honor. It's always a fucking Dynamite, right? But they never bring the women's title on there because no one cares. That's why. No one knows Athena. They know Ember Moon. Stop giving me that bullshit. She don't need to be nowhere found. As far as Ring of Honor, if I told you what it is, you'll review it like you review Collision, Vinnie. So let's not even go there.
Yeah,
okay?
Listen, you know what Athena Athena sounds good is Athena's Chicken in Maitland. Have you been there? That's what Athena is. Athena's Chicken in Maitland.
Oh, I'm pretty sure more people heard about that. The freaking Athena for Ring of Honor, your world champion.
Don Callis comes out to call out Kyle Fletcher. Now, Kyle Fletcher, as we all know, was it a week ago, turned his back on Will Ospreay, which everybody thought they were going to be tag team champions. They're going to be together. Everybody got swerved. Now Kyle Fletcher is saying, why, Kyle, why? What? Why are you timing me out?
Because you forgot my favorite part of the show. Renee was backstage with Mariah May and Anna Jay.
Nobody cares about this.
But we should talk about it.
All right, go ahead. Talk about it.
All right. Renee's there interviewing Mariah May, and then she is threatened, it seems like, by Anna Jay. And Anna Jay just pops up and makes sure she is known. And I think she even mentions, that they may be doing a full gear, right? I don't know. But
listen, I got to step in and talk about this because there's two things in this segment that I got to say are total waste of time. Number one, is this the first time? Is this the first time or the 16th time you saw Renee Paquette tonight? Is this the first time or the 16th? I'm not sure. Oh, this is the first time? It won't be the last time. And second of all, if Mariah May was worth the time to put on the show, she would have better opponents. But they obviously have nothing for her and should have never taken the belt off of Toni Storm. They got nothing for her. Toni Storm.
Well, she's got Anna Jay coming up.
Nobody gives a shit about Anna Jay. Anna Jay was gone for what? How many months?
Dice cares about Anna Jay because of how she looks. But you're right. Absolutely nobody cares about Anna Jay. And I agree.
Nobody cares.
Mariah May's title reign she's done the best for what she has, but she has not had opponents. Why?
She ain't that good. No, I don't think she's that good.
It's because of Sasha Banks.
They have too many.
She put
of course they have too many.
They have too many. They have They have Monet. They have Mariah May. Toni Storm's taking a back seat. Willie Nightingale's taking.
Willow Nightingale could be a contender, but Willow Nightingale just lost, right?
Right. So I mean, there's Chris Statlander coming out. You know, I mean, that locker room.
Let's not talk about Chris Statlander because she comes up later. I gotta bitch about that too because
Chris,
I know.
I have a bone with you. If you think Sasha Banks, aka the CEO, is so good, why does she not wrestle but once in a lifetime on AEW? She's never wrestled.
She's a main card event.
What's her name?
Yeah.
What's her AEW name?
It doesn't matter. She has the belt. She should be.
She's the CEO.
She should be. Yeah, she should
Vince doesn't know what a CEO does, though. What a true CEO does.
Boom. CEO. CEO. CEO.
She seems like a scaredy cat to me. Tell you that right now. She don't.
If you knew what a true CEO does, you would understand her position.
Yeah, she doesn't defend the belt. You're right. CEOs do shit. I understand. But what I'm saying to you is, you have her as a champion. She does nothing but take the back seat every single week. And then when she wrestled last week, she looked like complete garbage because she got thrown around the ring like a wet mop.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna probably agree with you.
And Katie's gonna agree.
I do. I think she's not a great wrestler.
She's not. She gets her ass beat every time she's in the ring.
I know. I'm sorry. She looks great.
The first woman to main event WrestleMania 101. You are aware of that, right?
Yeah. Well, that was a mistake.
That's fine.
Man.
I mean, she's great looking.
Sure, he doesn't.
I mean, she's great looking. I'm not taking that away from her by any means. I'm just saying I've seen her wrestle a few times lately in AEW, and it's not super impressive to me. So I get it. You know, they want to set it up for her. And who knows what are in her these contracts. So, I mean, it could be something that is written up that says that she can only wrestle so many times a year. She may only be able to wrestle at higher levels. Who knows?
Well, with that being said, let's get back to this Kyle Fletcher.
Actually, hold on. Let's take a quick commercial break because I got to regroup. We'll be right back. Give me a minute and 30 seconds. Scissor me, daddy. It's something I will never say on TV again. Bye.
Welcome to the SmackDown Penitentiary.
So backstage, Nia looking very scrumdiddlyumptious. I mean, anytime. I mean, the curls. It's the curls. Love the curls. Need the curls. Can't do anything without the curls. I just want the curls. And anytime that woman has those curls on, those curls are popping. The makeup is flawless, but not to be outdone because Tiffy time. I like the darker highlights in the hair. No, I'm not gay.
We're not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course not.
I mean, it's fine if that's who you are.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have many gay friends.
My father's gay.
Because mostly they would say men, we don't pay attention to things like these, and this is this is a really good detail that has made her hair not look so fake. Because most of those blondes that they come up from NXT, they got super bright blonde hair, and it just looks fake. And Tiffany's hair did look super fake.
May I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Actually, no. Go ahead and finish. I have to visualize this question.
Okay. He has to visualize. He needs flashcards, Jack.
That is the SmackDown Penitentiary every Saturday at noon. You can always check out Z is Silent while he brings whatever is going on SmackDown on, and he makes it interesting. So check out Z is Silent.
It's a great show.
Saturdays at 12 noon Eastern, right here on the UPR Network. Back to the Kyle Fletcher and Don Callis promo. So he says that he does not want to live in the shadows of Will Ospreay. And Kyle Fletcher cuts his hair. He buzzes his hair off in the middle of the ring. And this man is explosive. I mean, he is ready to. He's ready for the fight now. Cactus Caitie. I mean, this guy is just he is off the rails.
Yeah, I think that whole promo between him and Will and him talking, yeah, way too long, boring as hell. As the executive consultant mentioned earlier, I do watch two different shows during this time, and I texted Venomous Vincent. I'm like, why is his hair falling out? And he reminded me that he had shaved it, and it wasn't even that big of a pop. And that was his pop to have, and he couldn't even grab that. Um, it, I, I will never go off of Will Ospreay. He's one of my top contenders. So I think it was a waste. I think that he will beat the snot out of Kyle Fletcher when the time comes. Um, yeah, I'm always gonna have that.
So
what did you think?
I mean, I can't agree that the promo was a little long.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that it wasn't needed. We just did not have to have it so long. I'm not a huge fan of Don Callis, so to me, Don Callis is like listening to Paul Heyman these days. I can't stand when Paul Heyman comes out and talks for people when people can talk for themselves. But I'm not going to give it, take anything away from Paul Heyman, because Paul Heyman is a really good talker on the mic. I know you have something to say. Go ahead.
Just a second. You just said that Paul Heyman should not talk if other wrestlers are able to talk. And for some retrospect, I agree with you, so for nobody does it better than Paul Heyman. Don Callis should absolutely talk to Kyle Fletcher, because the reason how come I didn't say anything after Cactus Caitie said something is because between Cactus Caitie and the toilet, there was nothing else to say about it, right? Because if I talked, it would have been almost borderline Kyle Fletcher talking. The man took 17 minutes, right? Probably wasn't that long, but that's how it felt. 17 minutes to talk about nothing but to shave his head, right? You had your chance to make an impact, no pun intended, to make an impact of what makes you a credible threat to the, honestly, one of, if not their biggest babyface in the company right now. And what you did was make me take a toilet break, and I didn't even have to go to the bathroom. I looked for a reason to go to the bathroom. I took an enema, ladies and gentlemen, to go to the bathroom. So I didn't have to hear her anymore. And I come back, and he's shaving his hand like a madman. I don't know if Don Callis went in his ear and said, "Did you hear yourself talking?" He replayed it in his head and said, "Let me shave my head." But he should have taken a shot. He should have went with the same bar as the guy who told Venomous Vincent that John Cena was going to be in the Orlando show on December 28th. Ridiculous.
My God. Hey, listen, don't get mad when it happens.
Just a second.
Don't
You
get
will
mad
be the
when
one
it
to get
happens.
mad because you'll be a company's in.
I mean, how many times can you see John Cena wrestle? I've seen him a bunch of times.
And I will watch him wrestle a bunch of times more because he's John Cena.
Yeah, but he can't wrestle anymore. He can't wrestle anymore.
I can't say that. And John Cena was never the best wrestler, so to speak. John Cena knows how to put on a match. So, and that's where we differ in opinions, because I think AEW, they have some talented athletes, and we talked about this earlier, but a lot of their athletes don't know how to put on a match.
If Dan is watching, Dan, comment on the chat, because I remember a couple years ago, me and Dan went to go see SmackDown in Tampa, and it was the return of John Cena. We watched this match. This man tagged in for less than 30 seconds, tagged back out, and that was the only time you saw him in the whole entire match. So my question is, you're going to bring back a guy from Tampa, Florida, that's a big baby face in that area, and people want to see John Cena, but you waste our time with 30 seconds to watch this man wrestle?
Just a second.
Makes no sense.
Because I was at that SmackDown.
It was horrible.
Just a second. No, actually, I wasn't, because that was the New Year's one. I was in Atlanta.
That was the last
time.
But
I will also say this: watch on TV. That was one of the biggest pops that anybody had that entire night, if not the biggest pop. You know why? Because he's John freaking Cena.
Yeah, but you understand they wasted our time. If you're going to bring back somebody like that, put him in the match. Let him
Look
wrestle.
at this. Mad Dog Kelly says, "I'll have a real update on Mr. Cena." Mr. Cena, he's giving that respect on his segment Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, in December, we're going to have the best of the year for Unpopular Review. For first time ever, we're opening the votings. We're opening the election. Forget about the November election where it's going to be all rigged and everybody's going to say, oh, they cheated, blah, blah, blah. We're having a real election. Best segment ever. And just is dropping news, right? Call me the newsman. Best segment of the year. We have a lot of different ones. We have none other than a news guy, Mad Dog Kelly segment. We have Wrestling This Week with King Vaughn. We have What Makes Steamin' Beamin' with Willie. And we have Michaela Knows Best, I believe is what it's called. I can't remember right now. But it's going to be great. Can't wait to see y'all vote. Looking forward to Mad Dog Kelly's news segment. Hopefully he spews a little bit better mess than what this guy's spewing up here. Venomous Vincent, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. You know daggone well John Cena walked in the spot us. You'll be the first fanboy and the last fanboy there if he walked in. Oh my God! You can't see me. You can't.
Can I get a picture? Can I get a promo?
You had to look down because he's trying.
First of all,
look, just a second. You're fighting so hard not to laugh right now because you know damn well your ass will be. That sesame shirt.
I'm not even trying to laugh.
You can't see me shirt faster than Mad Dog Kelly looked up the John Cena information. So I don't know what you're talking about right now. But
first
we
of all,
all know.
I've met John Cena in Orlando at a basketball game. He's a total asshole. So first off,
I've never heard that.
Well, I mean,
never heard about total asshole. Trust me. Go watch all the videos online of John Cena meeting his fans. He pushes them all the way. He's a total dick. So I'm gonna tell you this right now. If he walks in a restaurant, don't be surprised to get a no from John Cena. He's a total jerk.
Are you looking at our chat now? This man just had another drink, I can tell you.
Who, me?
Oh, look at our chat. The one that announced John Cena. Go ahead and look at that.
The one that doesn't have Caitie in it.
No, you're not part of Bro Circle. Relax. All right. Look, you don't want to be a part of Bro Circle. I've seen that Pornhub movie. What's the next thing that happened on the
yeah,
AEW?
you're right.
All right,
man. He's done to make a wish, but that's the problem. He is doing something for a company, okay? That he has to do. Outside of wrestling, he does not have to do it.
That Mad Dog Kelly gonna give you the business during his segment. Breaking news. You heard this from Uncle Dave Meltzer. Vincent is an asshole. All right, what's next on?
No, Dave Meltzer is the asshole. He's the one.
All right, next we have Takesha defending the AEW International Championship at the Maple Leaf Pro.
First off, nobody cuts me the fuck off on this show, okay? Nobody does. All right, I'm gonna tell you that right now. You'll lose every fucking time.
My shirt back up.
Don't cut me off. Go ahead.
Seriously?
Yes.
Seriously?
I'm just telling you, you don't cut me off.
Go ahead.
Don't cut me off.
No, you were going. Go ahead. No. You wanted to talk.
I already did it.
What do you mean?
I already did it.
Hold on. What were you trying to say?
I already did it.
Did what? What did you do?
Vincent, what did she cut off? You're not even saying what you had to say. What do you have to say?
No, I was trying to talk and she cut me off. Now I don't know
okay,
what the fuck
that's
I was
fine.
say.
She said what she had to say. We want to move on to the Maple Leaf.
What did she say?
Well, we're going to talk about after you finish your thought. You said you wanted to finish your thought. Finish your thought.
No, because she fucked it up. So go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
So you forgot. All right, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling.
I got interrupted. Go ahead.
Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. Take a shitter is facing who?
He is the Samantha Irvin's husband.
Ricochet. So Ricochet is fighting Take a shitter for the international championship. Vincent, let me ask you a question. Do you think AEW has too many titles? I know this is a question we talk about a lot.
Yeah, you know the answer to that.
Exactly. Ricochet. Let me tell you something, Ricochet. You took number one, okay? Samantha Irvin Harris was doing phenomenal in WWE. And now she's gone, and I know that's your fault. I will never forgive you.
I'm going to tell you what.
I'm going to bury your ass every single time. And if I see you, I'm going to give you an uppercut, and you're going to be out of this world.
I actually think it's for the better. I like Lillian Garcia.
What?
I think Lillian Garcia. I think Lily. How are you gonna discount? How are you gonna tell me that the original ringside person, the original female voice of WWE Lily Garcia, you're not excited to have back.
I'm not. It's
I mean,
simple.
how long is she going to be around for?
I don't think she's going to be long.
She's full time.
She's full time, because meaning that she's going to be on
For
every
what?
single week. But I don't feel like she's going to be there that long. I think it's just
Yeah.
they find her.
No. Exactly.
I mean, listen, you can't say full time and then 2 weeks later replace her. That is
Absolutely, they can. Watch. And I don't. I'm
No,
not
they
saying
can't. No,
I will
they
say
can't.
this. I will say
So
this.
I can say I'm working full time and then I'm not.
I
No.
guarantee she will not be there 1 year from now.
You want to make that bet?
I'm making that bet right here online. I guarantee she will not be there this year. This
October
time
20.
She was called up because they don't have anybody else, and they said, "Hey, could you stick around with us for a while?" And she said, "Okay."
Yep.
That's labeled as full time, so you know it's not a one.
She's retired. She's
First of
coming
all,
out of retirement.
They have a bunch of people they could put on there. A bunch.
Who? You?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Who? Who was the original? Who was the announcer before her that did a great job?
Mike
That
Rome.
lives here. That lives here in Orlando.
Mike Rome.
Yeah, exactly. Mike Rome. Way better than Samantha
But
Irving.
they needed
They
a
don't need
female.
fucking no. They don't need a female. That's the problem.
Why? Why?
That's the problem. Because
Why not?
because females think they can do everybody else's job. That's the problem.
Oh.
Go watch.
Really?
Go back and watch the original WWF. Okay, they had females. They sucked. They got rid of them. Who did they have? Who did they have? Who was the main announcer in WWF back in the day? Who was it?
Howard Finkel.
Come on, Howard fucking Finkel. Not.
And then they
Smith
realized
Irving.
they needed
Lily
that to be
Garcia.
a female job.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? They can go and announce at a baseball game. How about that?
They do have them.
Yeah.
They do it.
You know what? Mike Rome.
Are you jealous?
No, Mike Rome, Justin Roberts, Mean Gene Okerlund, fucking Howard Finkel. Those are actual real announcers. I'm not discrediting Samantha Irving because she's good. She's just not as good as Mike Rome.
You're right. She's not as good as Mike Rome. She's better than Mike Rome.
No,
I
she's not
100%
better than
believe
Mike
she's
Rome.
better than Mike. Yes,
First of all, Mike Rome doesn't cry when Cody Rhodes wins the title. We don't
Well,
cry.
you know, she's nobody's.
Because she
cry.
shows emotion.
Oh my God!
Excuse me. I cried when Cody Rhodes won the championship.
Fuck off! You
Just a
cried
second.
bullshit.
I cried when Cody Rhodes won the title
You're a fucking
because my
baby,
tribal
you
chief
cried.
lost.
Because you knew that fucking Cody Rhodes was going to win that night. You knew. That's why you fucking cried.
Bottom line, Samantha Irvin's better than Mike Rome, and I like Mike Rome. I think Mike Rome is actually pretty good, but I'm not going to sit here and say he wasn't better than Greg Hamilton. He's not better than Samantha Irvin. I'm fine with Lily Garcia.
Greg Hamilton from SmackDown? You thought he was good?
Excuse me. Why do you think people say the following contest is scheduled for one fall? One fall. That's Greg Hamilton. Bottom line is Lily Garcia is fine, but she's not better than Samantha Irvin.
Okay. All right. Whatever you
There's
want to say.
been so many female sports announcers.
I didn't say there wasn't. I'm not saying there's not many.
Setting back to the 70s.
I'm not saying there
From
wasn't.
the 70s.
But that's why you don't see many of them because they just can't do as good as men. That's all.
NBA, NBLA,
Yeah,
NFL.
There's a lot of those that suck. There are two right now in NFL that have no clue what they're talking about when they talk about onside fucking reporting. They're just horrible at it. I'd rather have fucking Gumby and SpongeBob SquarePants on the sidelines than these two fucks. I don't know their names. I don't keep up. I'm just telling you that they NFL, NBA, they put these women in there that
15% of all the sports announcers are females.
I don't know where they're getting that number at because I'm pretty sure that every ESPN
women
NFL,
have heavily underrepresented in the sports industry, with 15% of sports reporters being females, according to the 2022 Research Center study.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's what, 3 years old now? 2 years
Oh,
old?
wrong from the La Spada News Central? I don't think so.
You said 2022. It's 2024 now. That's old. That's old news.
So there's probably even a higher number.
Listen, you name 5.
You really don't think that women can do the same thing men can do?
I never said that. I never said that. All I
mean,
said
you kind of implied it.
I think men do a better job at announcing because that's. I mean, I do feel like if it was that, you would see a lot more women do it, but you don't. You don't see women on the panel. Maybe a couple women on panels. You see more men on panels. You do. Is there any
because
women
it's
on the
wrestling?
No. Do you see any women on the NBA tip-off panel with Shaquille, Charles Barkley, and no, you don't.
Are you referring to women's NBA or NBA the men's side? Because there's two.
NBA, yeah, of course there's going to be women on the WNBA broadcast team. Of course there is.
Well, I mean, isn't there women wrestling in AEW as well? So shouldn't they be represented equally?
Yes, they should be, and they are. They have been. The last couple of years, they have been. I was just making a point that I'm not a huge female person when it comes to announcing. That's all I was saying. I think Lillian Garcia does a great job. I think Samantha Irving did a great job. But I also think Mike Rome did a fantastic job.
Well, clearly he did an
Justin
awesome
Roberts
job.
is a great announcer. I think Justin Roberts is a great announcer.
Well,
Chris,
then why didn't they ask him to do it?
What's the question?
Why didn't they ask Why didn't they ask Mike Rome to come back?
Mike Rome was on SmackDown, if you recall, and he's switched with Alicia Taylor. I was not sure why, but then I found out Mike Rome recently had a child. Before he actually got called up, because he was an NXT announcer before, he kind of expressed he didn't really want to get called up. He didn't want to be on the road like that. He wanted to stay in Orlando with his family. But he went on and did it for the money. He was enjoying it, but because his wife got pregnant again and he had a child, he chooses to stay in Orlando and not travel like that. So that's why he's back at NXT.
That's good for him. Because I think the girl that was doing the NXT I think she's gone off.
Alicia Taylor, who's on SmackDown now, but Alicia Taylor is also a part of a band, which is very important for her. That's why she stayed at NXT for so long. But they told her that she wouldn't have to be worried about going to pay-per-views and stuff as much, simply because of the fact that Samantha Irvin was doing the majority of the ring announcing. So she was fine with that.
So do you think Lillian Garcia is going to take over?
I think Lillian Garcia is there to take. I think Samantha Irvin put in her not even 2 weeks. Samantha Irvin resigned that day, that Monday. They needed to make a move quickly, which is why.
So why do you think? Let's be honest. Why do you think she all of a sudden put her 2 weeks or not even but 1 day?
She got the offer.
There are plenty of rumors. I have not heard anything concrete, but I will say that Samantha Irvin got her role into the media because she was actually trying to be a singer and a performer. I believe she was on America's Got Talent as a singer and stuff like that. She failed. She had some personal demons we're not going to discuss, but she had some personal demons. She got picked up by WWE NXT, and she ended up killing it within 1 year. Within 1 year, she ended up getting called to the SmackDown and became one of the most popular ring announcers of all time. And despite what you may sit here and think, Vinny, if you really go back, she's put more shine on ring announcers in the 2 years that she's been doing it than any other ring announcer ever, not named Michael Buffer.
Yeah, that's not true.
That is completely true. Completely true. They started putting the camera on her a little bit more. Even though she's out on the ringside, they put a camera on her for her reactions. They started putting her in the ring.
She's beautiful too.
And they really focus on it because she also has her own style when it comes to the entrance and these people's names, the way she pronounces them and stuff like that. So she put a lot of focus on it. When she resigned on Monday, you have never seen a ring announcer resign or get fired that have so much backlash, so to speak, than you did. Yep. Samantha Irvin was trending on Monday. That was all everybody was talking about, to the point where even they had to announce it on Monday Night Raw that she resigned. They never did. When Greg Hamilton got fired, they didn't announce it. When Justin Roberts
they had to make sure that people knew that she did not get fired, and that it was her choice.
What happened to her? They had to. She's got so much of a follow. Not just because, me and I find her, she's absolutely beautiful, but because she's that popular. She's super.
And that's why you're going to see more women as these ring announcers and these analysts because of the sex appeal. That's just the way it is.
Vinnie is going to have a problem anyway, because if you watch the NXT show, we really need to move on. We've spent too long in the segment. But if you watch the NXT show, I mentioned last night, if you look at NXT, that show was mostly women, right? There was like 6 matches, 4 were women. right? Actually, I think it might be
I
5
don't know what
on
his problem with women is, but
it's not a problem. I don't think he has a problem with women. I think his situation is a lot of things. Vincent has a 20th century way of thinking, and I think that's honestly what your problem is. I think that's why you have a hard time letting go of a lot of things in the wrestling. Why you say WWE Vault and stuff like that? Because I think you have a 20th century when it comes to.
I think the product sucks today. I mean, everybody
exactly. You have a 20th century way of thinking.
No, I know
panels on NBA.
This is not good.
You mentioned panels on NBA. You know that WWE has a panel, and for at least 10 years now, the panel is always the number one lead. Is usually a woman.
Yeah, it was freaking Murray.
It was remarkable Renee Paquette. It was Kayla Braxton, and even now, I think it might be it's not Cat. It might be Kathy Kelly. You know, I noticed you and Dan. Y'all mention all the time, like, "Oh, Renee, why she gotta be on?" Well, you know what? Renee was a pre Samantha Irvin. She was super popular.
It's not about just amazing. You can't flood a channel with the same person 9 to 20 times in the same night.
How did you feel about Mean Gene Okerlund?
He didn't flood it.
Yes, he did. He 100% did. Mean Gene Okerlund was almost every other match was. Cactus Caitie wouldn't know. If you watched it back in the 90s, anybody watching it right now, please comment. If you watched the shit back in the 90s, you will see Mean Gene Okerlund was all over Nitro, and before that, all over. Watch an old pay-per-view. He would interview everybody before they came out.
First off, he had but maybe one interview on a pay-per-view. One, maybe one, maybe two.
No, he had a lot.
I want to challenge you.
I think you're looking at stuff with rose color eyes. He was there a lot. The man had his own 800 line. He was Mad Dog Kelly before Mad Dog Kelly existed. Was born.
I want you to go back and watch a Nitro.
I want you to go back and watch a Nitro.
I've watched 3 this week. Okay.
We all know Vinnie likes to put persuasive on his own things, so he's gonna see what he wants to see.
He only sees what he wants to see.
I watch his stuff for what it is.
Thank you so much, Tony Schiavone. I'm back here with this gentleman right now, and like he said it all the time. But y'all have a problem with remarkable Renee Paquette, who, by the way, her segments, if you pay attention to it, are always under 30 seconds. Never really that long. Never really long.
No, there's a lot of them though.
She just paid the money and they need to put her on air, and she's good at what she does. But she's never on there long. And when she does, she asks one question most of the time, and then that's it. She don't tell you anything else. But you and Dan get so frustrated that she's there. I never understood it. She don't say shit. She says
too much.
Orange Cassidy, you heard the comments from Chuck Taylor.
Speaking of Orange Cassidy,
here we go. Let's go.
We see him talking with the yes. We cut to the parking lot where we see a few people getting together to mingle. Some of those people being Chuck Taylor, some of those people being Orange Cassidy, and this is all before they enter the ring. What do you have to say about this little parking lot dilemma there?
I want to know where the fuck you're reading this at, because it's not on the damn sheet that I have.
Well, I actually watched the show, so.
Well, of course I do, but I don't watch all the bullshit you watch. What do you got to talk about? We got to watch about a bunch of crap. I talk about the stuff that actually matters, like the matches.
To you, but some people might actually care about the stuff that.
Well, then go back and watch the show.
We got to talk about it though. What are we talking about? Who was in the backstage parking lot?
It was conglomeration.
Who?
I don't know.
Oh, the conglomeration. Okay, they were back there waiting for the BCC. Right. Okay, that segment wasn't that important. I'll give them that. They were trying to talk to.
Well, it was. I'm gonna say it was.
No,
wait, no, it was important.
We know you are
because no, because she has a point. I see what you're saying, but I see what you're saying because the patriarchy came, right? Kip Wilson, whatever his name is, was there. They chased them, and then that's when you found out that the patriarchy was the one that attacked Taz. So Hook came out there and got his ass whooped.
Which then Hook came out exactly, and that's what they advertised.
Vinnie is a one-track mind.
Yeah,
Jeffrey, please don't make his head any bigger than it already is.
I advertised that I drink bottles.
God bless his mother.
Anyways,
let's move on. No, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to revamp because we got to get through this. It's 11:28. We're 10 minutes away from the hour mark. We want to get this thing done. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, more AEW Dynamite, including a ladder match change for the Ring of Honor World Championship and the main event. Stay with us. You are watching Unpopular Review. Anyway, so he backs up because he wants no piece of Nathan Frazier, right? Because Nathan Frazier actually has some muscle on him. He runs into your boy Wesley, who also has some muscle on him, right? Wesley laughs in his face and says, hey, you're not successful, kid. You've never been successful, kid. The only time you were successful is when you got slapped by the doctor because you actually started breathing when you got out your mom's womb. Then, after Wesley says it, he does the same thing all of these little young thugs do. Right? You know these little young thugs your age. You know what they do? He pulls up his pants. Did you see it? Tell me you saw it. Tell me one of y'all saw it. He pulls up his pants like he's about to swing. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see that.
Just a second. Somebody saw it. I know somebody saw it. This motherfucker pulled up his pants like he's going to do something. He didn't want no part of Wesley, right? He looks at Wesley. He says, oh, wow, you actually see the gym. The last gym I saw was the gym that was my third grade teacher. Pay attention to him. Pay attention to him, Sabrina.
You trying to be funny too?
Look at that. You see it? Did you see it?
Yes, I saw it there.
Right? That is, I'm about to fuck you up. But he ain't want no piece of Wesley. You faking. He knew his boy was there going to hold him back. I've seen many of people do that when I try to kick him out of my hotel. They look around and see somebody's going to hold him back, then they're going to act like they froggy. You ain't want none, little kid. You ain't want none. That is the NXT version of Unpopular Review. That was yesterday with myself as well as Sabrina Estrada. Bad guy Jack's out for a little while for the NXT show. Next week we'll have somebody else on that probably going to be Dice. In the meantime, I want to show how popular NXT is and how Companies In is going to look. You paying attention, Mad Dog Kelly? Pay attention back there. How popular AEW is. This was a shot from Dynamite tonight. So, once again, unveiling some curtains. Venomous Vince is trying to convince me and the boys to go to Alabama, right? And I said I don't want to go to Alabama because Alabama does not like darkness, so to speak, right? But when I was watching AEW Dynamite, I saw how dark things could be. They must never go to Alabama because they were upset. But I see now why they now were so dark in there. Do you see all those empty seats?
Well,
Burger get a seat.
First of all, you're in where was it? Utah tonight?
Where were they tonight?
It was in Utah.
I don't know. Y'all had their things, right?
Yeah, it was in Utah. Nobody watches wrestling in Utah. Okay, it's a mountain. It's a mountain country. Nobody gives a shit about wrestling. Second of all, listen. Go back. I guarantee you, tonight's attendance was low because nobody cares about wrestling up there.
Well, you already saw the attendance was low, so you don't have to guarantee anything. Nobody's taking that bet.
But I guarantee if you look at the last 3 weeks and saw the ticket sales, I tell you, I bet you they sold way more than tonight.
Maybe,
I bet you that. Anyways, let's jump into the Don Callis family as Brian Cage and Lance Archer take on some local boys in the area. This was a squash match. Really nothing to say here. I guess that they're trying to make these two guys, just another tag team, another big tag team. They win by a choke slam and a powerbomb combination.
Lance Archer went back to his old look.
Huh?
Lance Archer went back to his old look.
Yeah, with the dreads.
He can't look like Drew McIntyre from TV anymore.
Let's get into the Chris Jericho and Mark Briscoe Ring of Honor World Championship ladder match. This, my friends, was a dumpster fire. I tell you what, this match. First off, I said in the beginning of the show, or I said it to Chris before the show started. I just don't understand why they put so much time and effort into Chris Jericho when the guy looks like he's way out of shape, way overworked, and he just doesn't do it anymore. Like he's not hitting the same moves that he used to hit. And then he's taking a risk by going through. I mean, the very first minute or two, Chris Jericho goes through a bunch of tables.
He went through 2 tables, yes.
Right off the bat, so here's my question to you, Chris, and to Caitie. If you're trying to do a ladder match and you're trying to keep it going, what would it not make sense not to make the first move by somebody going through a table that could ruin the whole entire match because that person could possibly be hurt right off the bat?
They did that so they can get you hooked from the first get-go. They are aware.
Because it's so boring.
So don't put two boring people in a match. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, no, Briscoe isn't boring.
No, Briscoe's good.
Jericho is boring.
Way boring.
Right.
Well, Jericho's the new wave, so I don't know what to tell y'all.
He's a what?
The new wave.
The hell is that?
It's the number 9.
Look it up in your dictionary.
The number 9. What?
The number 9 in Spanish. He is a 9-time champion.
That's fine and dandy, but the guy can't go no more. Like it just doesn't look good.
I'm not gonna lie, the ladder match looked really bad for him. He was either overselling it, in my opinion, or it was drawn out. It was just really rough to watch.
And I was excited for this match last week. I was like, man, this is gonna be a great match. A ladder match? Boy,
ladder matches are supposed to be fun, but until you saw Rocky Romero jump out and the involvement of Keith, I was bored.
There were some good spots in the match. There were some really cool, throwing some people into the ladders and collapsing and snapping. I mean, there were some really cool spots. But, I mean, for the most part, if you had to bring Big Bill out there and put you on his back to climb the ladder to win the belt, you just don't have it in no more.
He can't win it on his own. Yeah.
Well, see, you can't. Plenty of people have done that. So you're missing the point of selling and actually, you're not getting it. So I agree with you to a certain extent. I understand. It's not me disagreeing with you, but I do feel like you're looking a little bit more into it than it should. The thing I think the problem is, and it's going to go into the next match, is Tony Khan lets certain wrestlers who are already established by far have way too much control. And I think Chris Jericho has way too much control. That's why a lot of people think he's not going back to that. Thinks that he's going back to WWE. I will tell you, until Tony Khan rings him in a little bit, he's not, because his ego gives him too much control. He honestly feels like he is the greatest of all time. Granted, I think he should be in the conversation, but I think the last 3 years or so has hurt that legacy of him being one of the greatest.
I think it has too.
Because he doesn't know when he needs to take a break and let it go. But part of me thinks that he doesn't want to let it go because he's at the age now where taking that long break will hurt him better than help him. He can't be gone for 6 months to a year at a time like he used to and then come back, because 6 months to a year when you're in your 50s is different from 6 months to a year when you're in your 30s.
People aren't sure if you made it.
And that's the problem. There's no reason for him to bring him on a world championship, world champion. I think he's transitional. I think he's going to turn it into something, give it to somebody else, because he thinks he's going to put somebody else over. And just like when he was the first ever AEW.
Well, and that's his job, he says. That's what his goal is.
He doesn't necessarily need to win the championship. He did that already with the Ring of Honor World title. Then he had to do it with the TNT champion.
This is what Mad Dog said earlier.
It was a pretty good. It was a better match than y'all give it credit for, I think. It was cringe a little because Chris Jericho doesn't go as well as he thinks he does, but he's still not bad. I've seen worse. So I don't
know who's worse, him or Sasha Banks. I can't figure it out.
Once again, I think the way Sasha conducts herself hurts a lot of what you see in the ring. I don't think Sasha's bad in the ring, but I think it is a noticeable difference. This is not me hating on AEW. This is just me being completely serious at this point. I think it's a noticeable difference between Sasha Banks in WWE and Mercedes Moné in AEW, because Sasha Banks in WWE, without trying to overstep my bounds, because I don't want to sound like I'm being sexist or something like this, I think she was more controlled. I think she had a little bit more people backstage that sit here and reel her in saying, hey, do this, do this. No, don't do that. But now nobody tells her no. She just goes out there and say, this is what I'm doing, and that's it. And that's why if you've listened to her multiple interviews, she's so happy in AEW. Nobody tells her no. There's no reason. Let's just get right into it. Her segment that she had after Chris Statler beat Queen Aminata, and I felt like that was a disservice for Queen Aminata. She already lost last week to Mercedes Moné. She'll need to lose a week again to Kamile. That doesn't make sense. But for Chris Statlander come out there get in the face, and that made Chris Statlander look strong, and then you immediately make her look weak because Sasha had to put her nose in there. Sasha didn't have to be part of that segment. Sasha didn't have to get in the middle of them. It wasn't about her next week. It was about Kamile and Chris Statlander. Why did she feel the need to get in the shot? Why did she feel the need to try to hit her? And I know in her mind, she's like, oh, I'm putting Chris Statlander over because she no-sold it. I know that was her idea. She no-sold it. But then she gets jumped from behind because she tries to attack you. And then at the end, the money shot, as we call it, where you have to look strong before the camera goes into a commercial or next segment, is you standing over Chris Statlander. But it's not your match. Why did you have to be you? It should have just been Kamile. Doesn't make sense to me. But this is her ego. This is what your owner does. And that's why December 28th, this company's in.
We get Adam Cole making his entrance and goes right on the mic and starts bringing out Redneck Strong and is now being interrupted by MJF, Maxwell, Jacob Freeman. And MJF
that was funny. I'm not going to lie.
MJF says whoever gets 3 wins in a row will get a match with me at Full Gear. And he did
while he's getting a full body massage.
This guy's nuts. I tell you, this guy. There's nothing that MJF could not do to make the segments better. I mean, this guy. I feel like he's pretty much made to be on as an entertainer. He really is.
He's good at it.
So we move on from that, and we've already talked about the Kamile. We already talked about the Kamile match because Chris already kind of summed it up for us. Let's get into. We have another interview with the remarkable Renee Paquette with Jamie Hayter backstage. Caitie, would you like to take this segment?
This was while I was on the other show, but I will look it up real quick.
Here we go.
I don't know. Go ahead. Yeah.
She's saying she's looking for a fight for a fight to be surprised, and she wants her next victim in 2 weeks from now on Dynamite. So she's pretty much looking for a mystery opponent that could fight her. Again, does this really have to? We have to really bring Renee Paquette in for something that's just so dumb. Like, to me, this is just a waste of time to put onto the show. House of Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black taking on again 3 nobodies from the actual local scene, and this was just another squash out match, another just waste of time to fill in for fillers. Let's see. Let's get into the main event because we're all here. Daniel Garcia and Private Party taking on Young Bucks and Jack Perry. This was not a bad match. This
it was very entertaining.
Yeah, this was an entertaining match. Chris, what are your thoughts about this match?
Once again, this highlights the fact that AEW has too many top heels groups, right? You should only have one big time heel group on a show. You have the BCC out there, acting like, let's just call it what it is. BCC are acting like the new NWO, right? During Venomous' favorite time. That's what they're acting like, the new NWO. But you still have the Elite, who's like owners of the company, so to speak. So it's kind of stupid, even though I always felt like their role is stupid. They're EVPs, they're running the show, but Tony Khan is still sitting back there. And then you have
he's still sitting back there, and he also has Danielson.
Yeah, but they still reference Tony Khan at times. And then you have Timu.
Oh yeah.
You still have Timu, Adam Pearce back there come out there sometimes too, and Christopher Daniels. So it takes
Christopher
away
Daniels
from it.
Is what I meant.
It takes away from it for me. And then, not to mention the fact that you have the patriarchy, because I mentioned earlier when I was talking to you, Vinnie, that even though you think they're a little bit below, they're still relevant because they have the next AEW World Championship contract. So I don't know. The match was okay. I'm not a fan of Private Party like that. Once again, I'll say it. I'm a size guy, and they're too small.
They are very small.
We do get at the end of the match, Private Party and Daniel Garcia do get the win, which is very surprising because the Young Bucks love to put themselves over. I
am surprised there.
We do get at the end of the match that Private Party wants a rematch for the World Tag Team, the AEW World Tag Team Championships, and they put a stipulation in there: if they lose, Private Party breaks up forever, which we know that's not going to happen, and we know the Bucks are going to
no.
False. Private Party are breaking up.
You think they are?
Yep, because last week they said something about we all know Zayn's the star anyway, and then he smiled a little, and then the guy in the back, I forgot his name, his partner, looked a little flustered by that. So I think they are going to break up.
All right, I don't think they are.
Interesting storyline.
Do you think that the Private Party is going to break up next week?
Yeah, I think they've run out of stories, and so they needed something else to talk about.
You actually think that one of these guys can be a star by themselves, though?
I think think that Isaiah can be a star.
Okay.
I really do believe that.
After the match, we cut to a live feed from the back where we see the mystery Dodge pull up in the back, and Marina Shafir gets out, stands in front of it, which is a deploy for Castagnoli and who else was it? Wheeler, was it?
Wheeler.
Yeah, those two attack Private Party and Daniel Garcia in the ring. And I don't remember. I can't remember who it was. Who was the guy that was hurt at the end? Was it who was it? The one that got hit with the chair?
Chuck Taylor.
Was it Chuck Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay. Because when I was watching it, I didn't see.
And John Moxley showed up.
John Moxley did show up. He had a. What is that?
You see that during Private Party's entrance? He was Tony Schiavone was doing that they do.
Nice.
So I'm not going to say it was a horrible Dynamite, but I really do think that they could better structure the show by giving us, not giving us so much crap to watch. Guys, what will we give tonight's AEW Dynamite show?
I would probably give it
a
B. Yeah.
It's a C for me.
I would say B minus.
I'm actually going to go C minus. I really wanted to enjoy the show because I was looking forward to the ladder match. The ladder match was very disappointing. I know Mad Dog loved the ladder match. I don't see what was great about it. And I think the main event was good, but I think it fell short because it was a shocker to me that the Young Bucks took the W. And that is your AEW review show for October 23rd, 2024.
Yes, so let's hit Chris, do we want to hit another commercial before we hit news? Or
yeah, I'm going to do that real quick. Hit a commercial. Mad Dog Kelly, get ready. When we come back, let's see AEW Dynamite. When we come back, let's talk some news segments with Mad Dog Kelly. Stay with us. You're watching Unpopular
Review. So we're going to hold back on the comments because she might poke you. Cactus Caitie, what's going on tonight?
Hi, Venomous Vincent. How are you?
I'm ready to strike at any time.
I think it's Hechicero. Herencho, something like that.
The name is.
I can't pronounce the name.
Hechicero?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but that's who.
Your CEO comes out and introduces herself. And
I got a question for you.
Oh, boy, I can't wait to hear this one. What is it?
What's this? Is she the CEO of?
And
Brody King.
This one tickles my fancy. I'm not even.
It was just a mess. It was just a crazy mess, aka AEW style. Welcome to the shit show.
Listen, I just want to say thank you for anybody that watches this buffoonery, the
Absolute
buffoonery
shit show.
of a shit show. Every week we try to make it as much as entertaining as possible. So thank you for watching this shit show that it is. And we're trying to be professionals, but we also know that at the same time, you want to make sure it's entertaining and people can come back and watch it.
Hey guys, what's up? Hey guys, what's up? And new Ring of Honor World Champion Chris Jericho. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Our new, hey guys, the one I get it from, by the way, is now the Ring of Honor World Champion. I just had to shout that out real quick. Vince is cutting me off because he does not like Jericho.
I'm not touching.
He does not like Jericho, but I do. I think he's one of the goats in our industry, just like my first story. But a couple quick shout outs, real quick. Happy birthday, Big Daddy Cool, Steve Pena. I believe it's his birthday. I saw that on Facebook earlier. Happy birthday to him. Real quick, my New York Yankees are going to the World Series. That starts on Friday. And also the New York Liberty, I said in the chat earlier, they also won the WNBA last weekend. So good for them as well. Anyway, so that's all I have for the shout outs. Here we go about the GOAT, the greatest of all time, John Cena. Now, you guys were talking about Mr. Cena earlier. Here's the actual source, and then, what I have here. It is believed that Cena will start his run, his big WrestleMania, 41 run, January the 6th. That will be part of Netflix's big, Netflix takes over Raw type of thing. Cena did say at Money in the Bank earlier this year, he wants to be part of Raw on Netflix. So that's when that's supposed to start. And he also did a video earlier this morning saying that WrestleMania tickets go on sale this Friday for the combo package. I wanted to get two in one there.
Too expensive. The tickets I saw her were like crazy prices. That being said, what do you know? What sources do you have to tell you about John Cena being such an asshole to the fans? Because Venomous Vincent said John Cena's like,
From what I've gathered, right now, as I was doing this while I was backstage, I looked at some YouTube clips, right? I just decided to go on YouTube. I decided to go, through just the internet. It seems like John Cena is very nice. It's just the fans bother John Cena most of the time at airports and other.
What did you just say?
venues.
He bothers him. So so you're not supposed to go up and talk to this guy. You're saying.
I don't think it's that, Vince, but I think if it's 3 a.m, right, and they gets back off of a long flight from Saudi Arabia, I wouldn't want to be bothered neither, honestly.
There you go.
But I didn't see no 3 a.m. videos.
Well, like I said, that's just one instance. I know that happened with Sasha Banks a couple of years ago. I mean, it could happen with Cena. It could happen to any one of them, Vince. I mean, they all have been to Saudi Arabia at least once, which, by the way, is coming up a couple weeks, by the way. Right. Anyway, what I also have here, people at WWE were generally surprised about Samantha Irving leaving the company. No one really knew that day. No one knew that she was going to up and leave. Even Triple H himself said in a tweet he thanked her, blah blah, but he also said in a tweet that he was also kind of shocked by her departure. A couple of weeks ago, you guys talked about her being a singer. She was actually on doing the national anthem for one of the NFL games a couple of weeks ago, so it seems like she's going to branch out and do other opportunities, maybe NFL, national anthem, NASCAR, all types of other sports. Will she go to AEW?
I believe she will.
I think she will as well. I think, with Ricochet being there right now, he has been blamed a lot for that.
Apparently, and not to step on Mad Dog Kelly's toes, WWE was not willing to work with her trying to do all these other projects that Mad Dog Kelly said. And I know Tony Khan is the type of person to say, "Oh yeah, sure, go ahead and do this." And Sasha said in one of her interviews, "Take the jet."
No.
So
right.
I can see her in AEW, and I think that's just a waste of her talents.
Yeah. I mean, look, like I said, they've done this before. Jon Moxley's wife, Moxley left WWE. Renee left soon after. Now, like you guys said, she's the most featured, prominent role in AEW, backstage interviewer or commentator, whatever you want to do. She also hosts the 0 Hour shows as well. So I would not be too surprised if we see Samantha leaving. Reports do say here that
she's already left, but joining AEW.
Correct. I'm sorry, but joining AEW, I don't think it's going to happen right away. But next year,
World's End.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, like I said, the biggest question of the, probably the other question is, where's Brock Lesnar been? Why is every WWE wrestler under the sun mentioning his name? Well, apparently it's going nowhere. Apparently there's no talks of him coming back at all. And every storyline they're just mentioning Lesnar because apparently, they're just mentioning his statistics because, let's face it, Brock Lesnar, no matter, all these allegations, which I'm, totally, against, and he should, if he's a part of that, I hope, he, never did any of that. But anyway, but you can't have to separate the person from the wrestler, and the wrestler, he is one of the, greatest to ever, ever do a match. So, to be in a match, I mean, there's a lot of match statistics. So, but, and that's what a lot of people don't do. They don't separate the wrestler from the, the personal stuff. And that's the problem with today. Anyway, going on besides that, so he's going nowhere right now. Thank you so much. Right. The other one here, this is big. I don't know if you guys are going or planning to try and get into the NXT next week, but NXT next week, there is a rumor going around. This is a rumor, not confirmed yet, but PW Insider did say The Undertaker might show up on the October 30th NXT show. So if you guys can try and get into that, you could try. But Undertaker might show up there.
Chris?
I did not get an email telling me I was accepted yet, but I don't expect to get that till Friday.
Okay,
but I'll get
you guys do.
I'm Chris.
Because Taker might be there. Anyway, Wrestling Votes also Wrestle Votes said that the Raw is going 3 hours on Netflix. Right now, Raw got shortened down to 2. SmackDown's down to 2, but it looks like that's also going to go to 3 hours, apparently. So, there should be no. Here we go. So another thing that they mentioned here, there's no current signs of Ricky Starks. I know EC is a big fan of him. Going to WWE in recent mention, it seems like AEW is going to be re-signing him. So in the near future. So
that's fine with me.
Anyway, Shinsuke Nakamura is expected to be at SmackDown this week in Brooklyn, New York. And he might finally return to television. And TNA Bound for Glory is this weekend as well. And apparently they've had the highest paid ticket sales for the state's calendar. And they also had the highest grossing pay-per-view buys for their wrestling company this year. That's Bound for Glory. So the next one I have here is about the AEW ticket sales. I know everyone was going nuts about this yesterday. The World's End, Company's End, whatever you guys want to call it, the company and World End in Orlando. I don't know what it's called anymore. I'm so confused. Apparently, pre-seats sold out. But remember, keep in mind, AEW only does limit the pre-seats to the 3 first rows, like I was saying earlier before. And the last thing I have here is Hologram. I know Caitie and I were talking about him a couple of weeks ago. It seems like he got hurt in that match at Wrestle Dream. And apparently he won't be back until after Full Gear because he might have to go get surgery done. So we'll see. I'm hoping best recovery for him. And yeah, that's really all I have this week. Yeah. Go Jericho. Woo. And go Yankees. Woo.
Thank you, Mad Dog. As always, bring us all the news for the week in wrestling worlds. And then Vincent, do you want to do the other shows that we have on our
Yeah,
team?
bring them up. Let's talk about what we have on deck for UPR's shows for every week. You can always check out these shows and us every Wednesday between 10:15. But on Monday, we have the Mike Knox show, 6 p.m. Mike Knox runs down the week in wrestling or the week to come. Tuesday at 7 p.m., it's the wrestling review show, or it's the Raw review show with EC and his who's on the show with you now, EC?
It is Freckle Sensei. We go immediately after Raw every single Monday until they go back to 3 hours. Then we'll go back to Tuesday.
Oh, okay. So I didn't even know that. Okay.
Okay.
Tuesday night, NXT review show with the Wrestling Doll. And Wednesday, it's us again for AEW review show. Top 5 rounds it up. And always on Saturdays, it's the SmackDown review show, the SmackDown Penitentiary with Z is Silent.
Top 5 this week is top 5 Daniel Bryan matches. So looking forward to that.
Well, guys,
cool.
That is all the time we have for you tonight. We'll went over a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Mad Dog Kelly, for the news, Cactus Caitie, and the executive consultant. We are the AEW Review Show, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Take care, and good night.
Good night.
Bye, guys.